Minister.
Can I thank the honourable gentleman for his urgent question? Mr. Speaker, Israel suffered the worst terrorist attack in its history on the 7th of October last year. The scenes we saw on that day were appalling, and Hamas's disregard for civilian welfare continues today, over 5 months later. We remember those all the time still being held hostage and their families, and we call once again for their immediate release. However, we of course remain deeply concerned about the humanitarian situation in Gaza and the impact of the conflict on all Palestinian civilians. We have borne witness, Mr. Speaker, to death and displacement on a vast scale. Over 1,700,000 people have had to leave their homes, many on multiple occasions. We are deeply concerned about the growing risk of famine, exacerbated by the spread of disease, and of course the terrible psychosocial impacts of the conflict that will be felt for years to come. We are totally committed to getting humanitarian aid to all the people in Gaza who desperately need it, either ourselves or through UN agencies and British or other charities. We and our partners are pushing to get aid in through all feasible means, by land, sea and air. We have trebled our aid funding to the OPTs this year, Mr. Speaker, providing just under £100 million, of which £70 million has been delivered as humanitarian assistance. 150 tonnes more of UK aid arrived in Gaza on the 13th of March, including 840 family tents, 13,440 blankets, almost 3,000 shelter kits and shelter fixing kits, 6,000 sleeping mats, and more than 3,000 dignity kits. A field hospital provided by UK aid funding to UK Med arrived in Gaza from Manchester last Friday. This facility, staffed by UK and local medics, will be able to treat over 100 patients a day. Along with Cyprus, the US, UAE and others, Britain will help deliver humanitarian aid by sea to a new temporary US military pier in Gaza via a maritime corridor from Cyprus. But we have been clear that air and sea deliveries cannot substitute delivery of aid through land routes. Only through land routes can the volume of aid now be required to be met. We continue to press Israel to open more land crossings for longer and with fewer screening requirements. There is no doubt that land crossings are the most effective means of getting aid into Gaza, and Israel must do more. There is also no doubt that the best way to bring an end to the suffering is to agree an immediate humanitarian pause and progress towards a sustainable permanent ceasefire without a return to destruction, fighting and loss of life. Getting to this outcome is the focus of all our diplomatic efforts right now, Mr. Speaker, and a goal that is shared by our international partners. We urge all sides to seize the opportunity and continue negotiations to reach an agreement as soon as possible.
David Lammy.